All right, everyone, now we have to talk about the Wall Street Journal being gravely concerned about Joe Biden's town hall performance. Oh boy, what a fun time. You'll remember the Wall Street Journal is that particular tabloid rag, it's run by leftoids, that actually mentioned me briefly years ago in the same context as Alex Jones. And I was like, oh yeah, that's not a censorship dog whistle, considering you're constantly going after him to try to get him booted off the internet. I didn't give them the excuse to bother. But I thought that was funny, and it's even funnier when the Wall Street Journal, which is lock, stock, and barrel on board with Biden. It's like The Atlantic. It's like CNN. It's like some of these other tabloid groups that not only are they legacy media in like the pro-corporate sense, they're also very pro-Democrat typically, like in a more partisan sense because of their specific funding ties, I guess. Link in the description archived, of course. Even they're afraid of his performance. This makes sense. Joe Biden spends a couple hours with Anderson Cooper. It's on CNN, the Clinton News Network. There's no hardballs. There's barely even softballs. It's more like a friendly meeting between long-term bosom buddies. Anderson Cooper would easily suck off Joe Biden if given the chance. Maybe he even has. Probably. No hardballs at all. Biden still sucked. Biden couldn't even go the 2 hours without major problems when he's not being asked anything substantive. He's being asked softballs only on a friendly network. He was probably told beforehand all of the questions that would be asked, all of the banter that would be involved, and he was assured, and this is what happened if you watch it, Anderson's a big fan of yours, so you don't have to worry about any gotchas. Just be calm. Be easy, man. Biden is good at doing that sometimes. Doing the schmoozy old man thing is sort of his long-term personality quirk anyway. He gets onto the CNN town hall, and simply because I guess there's no podium there, all of a sudden he goes Cornholio mode. That was great. It's like the ultimate meme. It's almost as big as Let's Go Brandon. By the way, we've had two major occult memetics assaults on Biden with Let's Go Brandon and with him being the town hall Cornholio already, and we're only in the first year of his presidency. He's screwed up everything, and so at this point I think part of this might be subconscious. It's not CNN's fault, because again, Cooper didn't hardball him or anything like that. Technically it's psychosomatic on Biden's part. I think that while he hides it fairly well, he's under a lot of stress because he realizes that the wheels are coming off the goddamn bus. I think that the interior polling doesn't look even as rosy as the RCP polling. I think that he realizes that he's a fuck-up, and I think part of it is he's angry, and I'll tell you why. Demented as though he is, typically people with earlier stage dementia, they're aware of that, and it becomes a big problem. They're like, oh, fuck, I gotta deal with this shit. When they see, therefore, the vultures circling, and that's what his staff are doing, because they call the shots, they're making all sorts of mistakes and doing screwy shit, and I think that Biden, somewhere deeper down, is upset about that because he's like, hey, man, I could do better. Maybe he could. If you think he's the one making these decisions, by the way, the only reason that I blame Biden is because he chose, in a more lucid moment, to get involved in the political race to begin with, and he should have known better. They probably blackmailed him into the position. I don't even think that he wants to be the president. To be quite honest, I think they blackmailed him over Hunter Biden. They said, we'll shield Hunter, we'll shield you, we'll bury this story, which is literally what they did, despite the fact that it was a monumental political scandal. We'll protect your son. There won't be an investigation. He won't go to jail. He can make his funny money with his fucking stupid art pieces. You'll make a lot of money. You get to be president. Everything's in it for you. Otherwise, we're going to come down around you and we're going to throw you under the bus Epstein style. We're going to throw your remaining child in jail. I think they blackmailed him into running, in all honesty. And then they fortified the election and did some wiggly things in order to make sure that the preconceived outcome occurred. Of course, they're not going to be able to do that as easily now. Defortification has already happened in half of the vulnerable states. So, good times. When the Wall Street Journal, which has spent months painting a rosier-than-truth picture with regards to Biden's administration. Oh no, the inflation's transitory. Top 10 reasons the Afghan withdrawal being botched was actually Trump's fault. Here's Biden's favorite ice cream. Here he is with his dog. It's really cute. Of course, the dog had to be sent back to Delaware after biting a dozen people because Biden apparently isn't good at training his puppies, but look at what a great guy. Isn't it wonderful to have a president who can be trusted with a Twitter account? And on and on and on. Wall Street Journal is one of those tabloid rags that has done this. When even they're expressing condemnation for his performance, because this was supposed to be elucidating to Biden's remaining fan base, sort of calm things down, and it totally failed. All it did was give the meme cannons infinite more ammunition to fire at his administration. Again, it's almost inexcusable. Even if you've got like early stage Alzheimer's, at the very least, like, why is it? Here's the other thing. Can I ask a rhetorical question? Why is it every member of the administration has problems with learning what to do with their hands at any given time? Biden freezes up and looks like Cornholio. Kamala does the shuck and jive, and she does that literally every time she speaks. Some weird shit going on. You replace Cornholio with I don't know, fucking someone who, I guess she wants to be a flash dancer more than the VP. This administration is off the rails. It would be 10 times funnier if it weren't for the fact that that was trickling down and harming literally everyone in the United States. It'd be nice if it weren't endangering various diplomatic allies, various alliances. We see what's happening with Turkey right now with expelling a U.S. ambassador, by the way. We see what's happening with the economy, inflation, shortages, fuel crisis, border crisis. If it weren't for the fact that it were so dysfunctional and that dysfunction could harm you, could harm me, could harm anyone else under the sun, it'd be hilarious. But it's sort of like a bittersweet comedy. It's like a tragicomic presidency so far, because there's some times when it's just so goddamn hilarious. But then you realize millions of lives are being destroyed by lockdownerism and the lowered wages due to the border crisis and limitless illegal immigration and things like that. And it's like, oh, you can only laugh so long before you shed a tear, I guess. That's about all. Peace out.